I hope you guys watched the debate with me and Tristan Gabriel. It was really engaging. It was good. I'm going to be correcting a lot of things that he said in that debate because, in the back and forth questioning, there's interruptions and loss of train of thought because of interruptions and all that. So I just want to explain a couple of things that he said that were not true. One of the things is that, he started off like, he said, I know the Bible more than you do. And I'm like, okay. And then he says, I was raised in this. But he doesn't know I was raised in the United Pentecostal Church movement as well. So I started going to the Pentecostal church at about 4 years old. So just remember that. And I'm almost 50. And so Tristan's around 35, 36, maybe 37. And so when he's talking to me about he knows the Bible more than me because he was raised in it, well, that's false. He does not know the Bible more than me because he was raised in it. I'm way older than him. By the time I was 19, I was able to, I was studying the Bible very heavily. 2021, I started learning Greek, and I was learning scripture in Greek. I used to debate on the radio with Robert Morey. Robert Morey was a Trinitarian scholar at the time who was who had debated already David K. Bernard. He had debated him twice. But when I was about 20, 21, up to about 22, I was always listening to Robert Morey live on the radio, Christian radio station. I forgot which one it was at the time. So I was already debating at that time. And I used to have conversations with Daniel Seagrave and also David K. Bernard. So I still have his number in my head. I can just quote it to you because we didn't have cell phones back then. We had pagers back then. So you remember the phone number. Because, that's just the way it was. We just learned phone numbers by name. We didn't have no contacts. So if he thinks that I was not raised in the United Pentecostal Church, I was at the age of 4 years old. And so that's what he has to understand. My parents backslid when I was probably 10. So that was a big deal. I came back to God after when I became about 18, 19. I feel like it was 19. Okay, so there was a 9-year gap. I did backslide. I said the first cuss word ever, and I think I was like 14 or 13 or something like that. And it was like the first time I ever cussed. So, I have some history there, being raised in a strict Pentecostal movement. And my pastor was a godly man. He was a prayer warrior. And he'd always say, stay in the Word, study the Bible, So just wanted to let you guys know that. So it's hard to explain, try to convince someone off the fly when they're like cutting you off and asking another question instead of letting me answer, stuff like that. So that's just the way debates are. It's normal. And so just wanted to point that out, okay? Now, he may know more of the Bible than me. Maybe, but maybe not. The point is, I was raised in the same movement he was. And I was reading all the scholarly material. And I also went outside the Pentecostal movement at that time. What I mean is by studying other material. Like I was always reading William Lane Craig's books. I was reading every book on the Trinity I could find. I bought Robert A. Morey's The Trinity, Evidence and Issues. I still have it. It's not the same one. I've bought it 3 times since it came out because I either lost it or something like that. And so I was always engaging. I would always listen to James White's debates. He was the one that would have more debates than I've heard of at the time. James White, Robert Morey had a few debates. It was mostly James White. So I was always in that type of theological discussions, and that's just the way it is. So, just wanted to clear that up. That's just one thing that I have to explain, just so people that have watched the debate, they don't get a certain impression that Tristan never even asked me about. He just assumed it. He took it by faith that I, believed a certain way, or he thinks he knows more than me because he went to Bible college. I used to debate guys that went to Bible college, and they were not that smart in the Bible anyway at the time. So I used to always engage with Trinitarians all the time. They went to Bible college, but they still didn't know the Bible as much as I did. I was very quick on my feet. I knew the Bible. And so I learned the Bible, the King James, and I also learned the NIV, and I started going through other different versions, started learning the Greek, started reading the Greek at about 22 all the way till I was about 26 or 27. So my point is that I think he just overstated and was a little bit overly confident about that. It's not a big deal in a debate. Sometimes there's a little bit of a little aggression from both sides. Sometimes we say something, we just misstep, not a big deal. But I just want to point that out to you guys so you understand where I'm coming from. And then you could see that maybe he was overstepping, and I think he was. So thank you for watching. God bless. I'm going to make another video on other points he's made in the debate so we could discuss it further and be more analytical when we're talking, because sometimes we talk and we don't mean what we say. We all do it. So just wanted to point that out and give my testimony so you guys know where I'm coming from. All right, God bless.